Namaste, everyone. I wanted to share our teaching or theme that we went over for our last drum circle, which was on Friday night, because I think it's really a good theme and it's for the overall collective. So it was seeing faith from the eagle's perspective and faith over fear, because we're in such times of uncertainty and the waves are coming in big and they last for a while, and you might feel like you're being tumbled, and so right when we get to where we think things are going to start to settle down and be okay, and we've got our 2 feet under us again, then another big wave tumbles us down. So having faith right now is really something that is the only thing that is sustaining right now. It is the one thing that we have to really graft ourselves to, is faith. And so we look at faith through the eagle's perspective in shamanism. And sometimes when you say faith, your mind might go to a religion or a specific church or some way that you were raised. But there's so many ways to look at faith. Maybe faith is not the word for you. Maybe it's grace. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's light. So just figuring out for your own self what word that is connects you to the great mystery that is sustaining us through these times. So we saw and talked about different ways how this faith can show up in different religions. And overall, we looked at it from Eagle's perspective that the commonality in all the religions is love. And so connecting to that deep love no matter what kind of sanctuary, what kind of temple, what kind of religion it is, that there's this underlying commonality of love that unites us, that brings us into that union with the divine, and that remembrance of something is protecting us during these times. There's something that is, wow, I'm still here. I'm still alive. So we also looked at it in different cultures. Eagle brought us to Bali, and how in Bali, faith is very visual, it's very present, it's very practiced there. They pray to so many gods, and they have huge statues of their gods in the middle of the intersections. They have offerings to their gods on their doorsteps as you walk into a business. At the counter with the cash register, there is an offering of flowers. Oftentimes, the person working at the counter has rice at their third eye, and that represents that they had just prayed. And they pray morning, noon, and night. They connect with the different moons throughout the month. They go to the holy water temple to cleanse themselves. It's very, very a part of their culture is to nurture and keep their faith strong. And they truly see themselves as a spiritual being. In fact, in Bali, one of the themes of our trip was they say no problem, no problems. There's no problems there. Nothing to them is a problem, because they are so grafted to their faith practice. So it's so beautiful to look at faith from the eagle's perspective and just show us so many ways to connect. Because this faith, peace, love, light, whatever you want to call it, it's always there. It's eternally present. It's just that our human self is not always connected to it. And so another way that Eagle is showing us to keep faith strong is you could head into nature and see that resiliency in nature, that where the tree grows up in between the rocks, or just see how alive nature is, how alive and beautiful the trees dance in the wind, the leaves dance in the wind, and the brilliancy of all the colors of the flowers, just feeling the aliveness of nature. It's not gone. It's not dead. It is so alive. Even within the fires, nature is still giving us so much to sustain us. She's so strong, Mother Nature. So maybe that's your faith. Another one is, we talked about how in our families, maybe there was an absence of faith, or maybe you grew up in a household where your parents were very scientific, left-minded, and they didn't want to talk about these unknown mysteries, and they had no relationship to the great mystery at all. And so you had to seek it through others, and you found it maybe through a community at your yoga studio, or a meditation community brought it forth in you. So there's other ways you can connect to it, even if you feel like it's not in your own blood family. You know, we hear the term soul sister and soul brother. Well, yes, we are brothers and sisters to one another, and we do have spiritual soul sisters and spiritual soul brothers that remind us of that eternal light that is all around us. So seeing Eagle reminded us of that. Eagle reminded us that faith can show up in music, through the angels, through songs, hearing a lyric that is just the lyric that can uplift your spirit in that time. It's like, wow, how did that happen? And then I was just cutting my husband's hair, because that's one of my gifts, I can cut hair. Anyways, he said, I've seen Pray Mantis 3 times this week. And I said, oh my gosh, honey, that's so amazing, because the theme right now is faith over fear. And Pray Mantis, it represents praying. So how much are we praying? How much are we really, really praying? Because when we pray, or even when we hear a prayer, or when we see someone praying, there's something that bubbles up inside of us. There's something that occurs deep in the soul that remembers, oh my gosh, I can pray and remember. And in that prayer, I'm not in fear. I'm connecting. I'm having a union with the divine. I'm connecting. There was a couple things that my sister Chrissy also read from a book, and I thought I would share those too. I'm almost finished, because they're worth sharing. You will soon find clarity and purpose in the confusion you're experiencing. So when we stay strong to our faith, grafted to our faith, you will soon find clarity and purpose. And the other thing she read was, no matter what's happening in your life, do whatever it takes to keep your faith strong. Whatever it takes, do that. focus on the fact that life is precious and a sacred gift. And the other thing was express your gratitude every day. Because when we have gratitude, we literally vibrate ourselves out of fear. Fear cannot remain in a state of gratitude. It simply can't. It's on a different vibrational level. So you vibrate yourself right out of a fear state when you're in gratitude. Wake up in the morning, put your feet down. Thank you for these feet, for my legs, for my strength, for my breath, that I get to see another day, love another day, be a light in someone's life another day. So Eagle really taught us, and this was the last little beautiful message that came through the drum circle, was, be aware of your problems. Not letting them get too big. Our humanness wants to complicate things and make problems big. And we can connect it to faith, and seeing faith through Eagle's eyes, we soar through our problems. Namaste, everyone. Stay grafted to faith.